plaintiff, LaTanya Weisinger, was friends with the defendant, and she paid for the defendant to go on a cruise with her and her daughter. LaTanya claims she's suing because the defendant never repaid her for the trip. Defendant Shantae Wade says when she heard LaTanya talking about going on a cruise, she mentioned that she had never been on one before. So LaTanya invited her to go along. Shantae insists she never agreed to repay LaTanya because the cruise was a gift.
Start with you.
Okay, I've known Shantae for about 3-4 years. We have mutual friends together. We barbecue together. She's just a real nice person. But my daughter and we were going.
I ain't gonna come in here with that. I haven't eaten lunch or nothing. I ain't gonna hear a word you say now. I'm not gonna hear a word you say. I'm thinking about a barbecue. Go ahead. So,
okay,
try to run that by me again.
Okay, but my daughter and I, we were talking about going on a cruise, and Shantae, she had called us. She had called me to basically to tell me the date.
Of a barbecue or the cruise? Of
a cruise.
Cruise.
Of a cruise.
Okay.
We were at the park at the time, barbecuing.
There you go. I didn't ask you not to do that. Barbecue what? Steak and chicken?
Steak and ribs and shrimp and all that good stuff. Ain't no ghetto barbecues going down. No chicken and hot dogs. None of that. None of that.
You all were at the barbecue, at the park.
Yeah, we were at the barbecue, and I received a call from my daughter. And she was telling me the date that she had came up with for the cruise. And as I was speaking with her, Shantae was right there, and she had overheard that we were going on a cruise, and she had asked me, could she go? And I'm like, yeah, the more the merrier. Doesn't matter. So we go on the cruise. The date come, we go on the cruise, right? And we were having fun on the ship. We were having a real nice time. We get to Ensenada. Out of the three of us, I'm the first one to get off the ship. I get off the ship, and there's a man, a Mexican man down there, and he's in his attire, and he has this real big parrot.
That's right.
And people are taking pictures. The guy came and approached me, and I'm like, no, I don't do pets. So he backs off. Shantae comes, she takes her picture. My daughter comes, she takes her picture. As they get finished, I guess he thought that I done mustered up some courage. And he's coming walking toward me, but I'm not thinking, I'm thinking he gonna walk past me, go to another customer, but he pushed the parrot on my shoulder. And I'm like, get him off, you know, and then he started the parrot, I guess by me trying to fan him off, he gets to trampling around my back.
Oh, Lord. The parrot.
Yeah, with them big old claws. You know, they got them big old claws.
Yes.
You know? And then he pecked me on my neck, you know, so I'm running now. He's on my back.
And he's not on your back while you're running.
Yes, he's still on my back, and I'm running. And
like the Alfred Hitchcock movie.
Man, this is reality.
The Birds.
This ain't no movie, this is reality.
That wasn't no movie. Wow, how did it come off?
I fell on the ground. I fell, and then the man came and got his parrot. After all of that, he came and got his parrot after all of that, but while I'm running though, you don't come get your parrot until I fall on the ground. You know, but after that, we proceed on, you know, but I'm limping. But we proceed on into Ensenada. Then we go get some four-wheelers, and that's how we get around because I'm not able to walk. So we on four-wheelers all through Ensenada having fun. Get back on the ship, we having fun.
Oh,
all the way back. But now when we get back on, I'm in a wheelchair though.
Huh?
I'm in a wheelchair now when we get back on the ship.
Bird ain't catch back up with you.
No, he didn't. But I can't walk because of what happened previously with the bird. But everything was fine. We just had a nice time.
Let me hear from her. Ma'am, what do you want to tell me before she tells me how you owe her for the cruise?
Well, it's a little.
Did you sick that parrot on her? Or maybe that's why she says you owe her. But go ahead.
Absolutely not.
Tell me how it went for you.
It's kind of how she stated it. I kind of was telling her as her daughter called that I've really never been anywhere. A cruise. Chicago, my first time as well.
Who mentioned the cruise first?
LaTanya did, I believe. She was on the phone, like she said, she was on the phone with her daughter.
I'm going on a cruise.
Yeah, she's been a lot of places. She was telling me that she's been a lot of places. I've really, like I said, have never been anywhere.
You didn't ask to go?
No, I think she invited me, or she told me that.
After you began dry begging?
Yeah, no.
That's what that is. The woman say, well, I'm about to go on a cruise. A cruise? That sounds so nice.
Been on one of those.
I've never been on a cruise. I wish I had the money. I would love to go on a cruise. That's how that went?
Absolutely not.
You said you start talking about how you would love.
I start talking about how I've never been anywhere and whatnot, but she invited me and told me that, well, hey, we're going, a couple of us are going, you're more than welcome to go with us. A couple places she was explaining that she's gonna be going to. And so I'm like, oh, okay, okay, no problem.
All right. Tell me how she owes you. Did she ever agree to repay you? Was there an agreement that she would before going?
She asked me, when was I going? And my daughter had just given me the date of June 26th, her birthday. And so then I told her, she said, oh, I can get that to you by September. Just give me the 3 months. And so that's where the 3 months came in.
That's not true.
Okay, and when did you last ask for your money?
I had texted her that you aren't answering my phone calls, you aren't replying to my texts, but you haven't given me $5 or $10 or anything toward this trip. So September 24th, she came and gave me $10 at the park.
All right, ma'am. She said that you agreed to pay her in September.
That's not true. When she told me about it, I was kind of like going through a hard time, and I had told her like, I really didn't have the money. I was moving, waiting for income taxes to come. I really didn't have it. When she told me, when she was texting me and letting me know that, hey, were you gonna reimburse me for this trip? And I'm like, well, I didn't think you was even wanted the money back for the trip. And I thought,
It had never been discussed.
Yeah, it really had never been.
All right,
we
and you see why I called it, that's the primary definition of dry begging. You start hitting around about what you need and what you want to do until a person says, okay, I got the point.
But not just that, Latanya took my kids to Disneyland for like 7 days.
She's even nicer than that. What about the $10?
Yeah, she had, I finally got a text message from her stating that, well, are you gonna give me my money back? And I'm like, your money back? I'm like, well, I don't have any money. I got like $10 on me. I'll give it to you.
Did she say you haven't given me $5 or $10 or anything?
I don't recall that. I don't recall it. No.
So why did you determine you wanted to give her $10?
Because when I seen her at the park, we was talking then. I told her, well, this is what I have right now. I'll give it to you.
Okay.
If you feel that
this
I owe you.
This is what I have right now. Is what you told her.
Yeah.
All right, and that suggests that later I'm going to have more for you.
No, I didn't know.
Well, no, when you say that, this is what I have right now. I will give you $10 right now. Do you have any other evidence? You have a pile of stuff there.
Yes, I do.
Those are those recipes?
No. Okay. See,
you know you got me hungry now.
600. This is the 900 that I paid for the. Okay, and this is excuse me.
What is this? She acknowledges that you paid for the trip.
Air cost.
And now she's acknowledging that she gave you $10 in response to your request, and then along with giving you the $10, she said, this is all I have right now, which suggests later I'm going to give you more. Judgment for the plaintiff. I believe she owes you. I believe she told you that.